Blank Misgivings of a Creature Moving About in Worlds Not Realized by Arthur Hugh CLOUGH. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. 1. Here am I yet, another 12 months spent, 1/3 departed of the mortal span, carrying on the child into the man, nothing into reality. Sails rent, and rudder broken, reason impotent, affections all unfixed. So forth I fare on the mid-seas unheedingly, so dare to do and to be done by, well content. So was it from the first, so is it yet. Yea, the first kiss that by these lips was set on any human lips, methinks was sin. Sin, cowardice, and falsehood, for the will into a deed e'en then advanced, wherein God, unidentified, was thought of still. 2. Though to the vilest things beneath the moon for poor ease sake I give away my heart, and for the moment's sympathy let part my sight and sense of truth, thy precious boon, my painful earnings, lost, all lost, as soon, almost, as gained. And though aside I start, belie thee daily, hourly, still thou art surely as in heaven the sun at noon. How much soe'er I sin, whate'er I do of evil, still the sky above is blue. The stars look down in beauty as before. It is enough to walk as best we may, to walk, and, sighing, dream of that blessed day when ill we cannot quell shall be no more. 3. Well, well, heaven bless you all from day to day, forgiveness too, or ere we part from each. As I do give it, so must I beseech. I owe all much, much more than I can pay. Therefore it is I go. How could I stay where every look commits me to fresh debt, and to pay little I must borrow yet? Enough of this already, now away! With silent woods and hills untenanted let me go commune. Under thy sweet gloom, O kind maternal darkness, hide my head. The day may come, I yet may reassume my place, and, these tired limbs recruited, seek the task for which I now am all too weak. 4. Yes, I have lied, and so must walk my way, bearing the liar's curse upon my head, letting my weak and sickly heart be fed on food which does the present craving stay, but may be clean denied me e'en to-day. And though 'twere certain, yet were aught but bread, letting, for so they say, it seems, I said, and I am all too weak to disobey. Therefore for me sweet nature's scenes reveal not their charm. Sweet music greets me, and I feel not. Sweet eyes pass off me uninspired. Yea, more, the golden tide of opportunity flows wafting in friendships, and better. I, unseeing, listless, pace along the shore. 5. How often sit I, poring o'er my strange, distorted youth, seeking in vain, in all my store, one feeling based on truth. Amid the maze of petty life, a clue whereby to move, a spot whereon in toil and strife to dare to rest and love. So constant as my heart would be, so fickle as it must, 'twere well for others as for me 'twere dry as summer dust. excitements come, and act and speech flow freely forth, but no, nor they, nor aught beside can reach the buried world below. 6. Like a child in some strange garden left a while alone, I pace about the pathways of the world, plucking light hopes and joys from every stem, with qualms of vague misgiving in my heart that payment at the last will be required, payment I cannot make, or guilt incurred, and shame to be endured. 7. Roused by importunate knocks, I rose, I turned the key, and let them in, first one, anon another, and at length in troops they came, for how could I, who once had let in one, nor looked him in the face, show scruples e'er again? So in they came, a noisy band of revellers, vain hopes, wild fancies, fitful joys, and there they sit in my heart's holy place, and through the night carouse, to leave it when the cold grey dawn gleams from the east, to tell me that the time for watching and for thought bestowed is gone. 8. O kind protecting darkness, as a child flies back to bury in its mother's lap his shame and his confusion, so to thee, O mother night, come I. Within the folds of thy dark robe hide thou me close, for I so long, so heedless, with external things have played the lyre, that whate'er I see, e'en these white glimmering curtains, yon bright stars, which to the rest rain comfort down, for me smiling those smiles which I may not return, or frowning frowns of fierce triumphant malice as angry claimants or expectants, sure of that I promised and may not perform, look me in the face. O hide me, mother night. 9. Once more the wonted road I tread, once more dark heavens above me spread, upon the windy down I stand, my station whence the circling land lies mapped and pictured wide below. Such as it was, such e'en again, long dreary bank, and breadth of plain by hedge or tree unbroken. Lo! a few grey woods can only show how vain their aid, and in the sense of one unaltering impotence, relieving not, meseems enhance the sovereign dullness of the expanse. Yet marks where human hand hath been, bare house, unsheltered village, space of ploughed and fenceless tilth between, such aspect as methinks may be in some half-settled colony, from nature vindicate the scene, a wide and yet disheartening view, a melancholy world. 'Tis true, most true, and yet, like those strange smiles by fervent hope or tender thought from distant, happy regions brought, which upon some sick bed are seen, to glorify a pale worn face with sudden beauty, so at whiles lights have descended, hues have been, to clothe with half celestial grace the bareness of the desert place. Since so it is, so be it still. Could only thou, my heart, be taught to treasure and in act fulfill the lesson which the sight has brought, in thine own dull and dreary state to work and patiently to wait. Little thou think'st in thy despair how soon the o'ershaded sun may shine, and e'en the dulling clouds combine to bless with lights and hues divine that region desolate and bare, those sad and sinful thoughts of thine. Still doth the coward heart complain, the hour may come, and come in vain, the branch that withered lies and dead, no suns can force to lift its head. True, yet how little thou canst tell how much in thee is ill or well. Nor for thy neighbour, nor for thee, be sure, was life designed to be a draught of dull complacency. One power too is it, who doth give the food without us, and within the strength that makes it nutritive. He bids the dry bones rise and live, and e'en in hearts depraved to sin some sudden, gracious influence may give the long-lost good again, and wake within the dormant sense and love of good. For mortal men, so but thou strive, thou soon shalt see, defeat itself is victory. So be it. Yet, O good and great, in whom, in this bedarkened state, I fain am struggling to believe, let me not ever cease to grieve, nor lose the consciousness of ill within me, and refusing still to recognize in things around what cannot truly there be found, let me not feel, nor be it true, that, while each daily task I do, I still am giving day by day my precious things within away, those thou didst give to keep as thine, and casting, do whate'er I may, my heavenly pearls to earthly swine. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Music of the World and of the Soul by Arthur Hugh CLOUGH. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Why should I say I see the things I see not? Why be and be not? Show love for that I love not, and fear for what I fear not, and dance about to music that I hear not? Who standeth still i' the street shall be hustled and justled about, and he that stops i' the dance shall be spurned by the dancers' feet, shall be shoved and be twisted by all he shall meet, and shall raise up an outcry and rout. And the partner too, what's the partner to do? While all the while 'tis but, perchance, an humming in mine ear, that yet anon shall hear, and I anon, the music in my soul, in a moment read the whole, the music in my heart, joyously take my part, and hand in hand, and heart with heart, with these retreat, advance, and borne on wings of wavy sound, whirl with these around, around, who here are living in the living dance. Why forfeit that fair chance? Till that arrive, till thou awake, of these my soul thy music make, and keep amid the throng, and turn as they shall turn, and bound as they are bounding. Alas, 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 and what if all along the music is not sounding? Are there not, then, two musics unto men? One loud and bold and coarse, and overpowering still perforce all tone and tune beside, yet in despite its pride, only of fumes of foolish fancy bred, and sounding solely in the sounding head. The other, soft and low, stealing whence we not know, painfully heard, and easily forgot, with pauses oft and many a silence strange, and silent oft it seems, when silent it is not. Revivals too of unexpected change, haply thou think'st 'twill never be begun, or that 'thas come, and been, and passed away. Yet turn to other none, turn not, oh, turn not thou, but listen, 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 if haply be heard it may, listen, 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 is it not sounding now? Yea, and as thought of some departed friend, by death or distance parted, will descend, severing, in crowded rooms ablaze with light, as by a magic screen, the seer from the sight, palsying the nerves that intervene, the eye and central sense between. So may the ear, hearing not hear, though drums do roll and pipes and cymbals ring, so the bare conscience of the better thing, unfelt, unseen, unimaged, all unknown, may fix the entranced soul mid multitudes alone. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Wirkung in der Ferne by Arthur Hugh CLOUGH, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. When the dews are earliest falling, when the evening glen is grey, ere thou lookest, ere thou speakest, my beloved, I depart, and I return to thee, return, return, return. Dost thou watch me while I traverse haunts of men beneath the sun? Dost thou list while I bespeak them with a voice whose cheer is thine? O my brothers, men, my brothers, you are mine, and I am yours. I am yours to cheer and succour, I am yours for hope and aid. Lo, my hand to raise and stay you, lo, my arm to guard and keep, my voice to rouse and warn you, and my heart to warm and calm. My heart to lend the life it owes to her that is not here, in the power of her that dwelleth, where you know not, no, nor guess not, whom you see not, unto whom, ere the evening star hath sunken, ere the glow-worm lights its lamp, ere the wearied workman slumbers, I return, return, return. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. A Protest by Arthur Hugh CLOUGH, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Light words they were, and lightly, falsely said. She heard them and she started, and she rose, as in the act to speak, the sudden thought and unconsidered impulse led her on. In act to speak she rose, but with the sense of all the eyes of that mixed company, now suddenly turned upon her, some with age hardened and dulled, some cold and critical, some in whom vapours of their own conceit, as moist malarious mists the heavenly stars, still blotted out their good, the best at best by frivolous laugh and prate conventional, all too untuned for all she thought to say. With such a thought the mantling blood to her cheek flushed up, and o'erflushed itself. Blank night her soul made dark, and in her all her purpose swooned. She stood as if for sinking. Yet anon, with recollections clear, august, sublime, of God's great truth and right immutable, which, as obedient vassals, to her mind came summoned of her will, in self-negation quelling her troublous earthly consciousness, she queened it o'er her weakness. At the spell back rolled the ruddy tide, and leaves her cheek paler than erst, and yet not ebbs so far but that one pulse of one indignant thought might hurry it hither in flood. So as she stood she spoke. God in her spoke, and made her heard. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Sic Itur by Arthur Hugh CLOUGH, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. As at a railway junction, men who came together, taking then one the train up, one down, again meet never. Ah, much more as they who take one street's two sides, and say hard parting words, but walk one way. Though moving other mates between, while carts and coaches intervene, each to the other goes unseen. Yet seldom surely shall there lack knowledge they walk not back to back, but with an unity of track, where common dangers each attend, and common hopes their guidance lend to light them to the selfsame end. Whether he then shall cross to thee, or thou go thither, or it be some midway point, ye yet shall see each other, yet again shall meet. Ah, joy! when with the closing street forgivingly at last ye greet. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Wen Gott betrügt ist wohl betrogen by Arthur Hugh CLOUGH. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Is it true, ye gods, who treat us as the gambling fool is treated? O ye, who ever cheat us, and let us feel we're cheated! Is it true that poetical power, the gift of heaven, the dower of Apollo and the Nine, the inborn sense, the vision and the faculty divine, all we glorify and bless in our rapturous exultation, all invention and creation, exuberance of fancy and sublime imagination, all a poet's fame is built on, the fame of Shakespeare, Milton, of Wordsworth, Byron, Shelley, is in reason's grave precision nothing more, nothing less than a peculiar conformation, constitution, and condition of the brain and of the belly? Is it true, ye gods who cheat us? And that's the way ye treat us? Oh, say it, all who think it, look straight and never blink it. If it is so, let it be so, and we will all agree so. But the plot has counterplot. It may be, and yet be not. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The New Sinai by Arthur Hugh CLOUGH. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Lo, here is God, and there is God. Believe it not, O man. In such vain sort to this and that the ancient heathen ran. Though old religion shake her head and say in bitter grief, the day behold, at first foretold of atheist unbelief. Take better part, with manly heart thine adult spirit can. Receive it not, believe it not, believe it not, O man. As men at dead of night awaked with cries, the King is here, rush forth and greet whome'er they meet, whoe'er shall first appear, and still repeat to all the street, 'Tis he, the King is here. The long procession moveth on, each nobler form they see, with changeful suit they still salute and cry, 'Tis he, 'tis he. So, even so, when men were young, and earth and heaven were new, and his immediate presence he from human hearts withdrew, the soul perplexed and daily vexed with sensuous false and true, amazed, bereaved, no less believed, and fain would see him too. He is, the prophet tongues proclaimed, in joy and hasty fear. He is, aloud replied the crowd, is here and here and here. He is, they are, in distance seen on yon Olympus high, in those Avonian woods abide and walk this azure sky. They are, they are! To every show its eyes the baby turned, and blazes sacrificial tall on thousand altars burned. They are, they are! On Sinai's top far seen the lightning shone, the thunder broke, a trumpet spoke, and God said, I am one. God spake it out, I, God, am one. The unheeding ages ran, and baby thoughts again, again, have dogged the growing man. And as of old from Sinai's top God said that God is one, by science strict so speaks he now to tell us there is none. Earth goes by chemic forces, heaven's a mécanique céleste, and heart and mind of humankind a watchwork as the rest. Is this a voice, as was the voice, whose speaking told abroad, when thunder pealed and mountain reeled, the ancient truth of God? Ah, not the voice, 'tis but the cloud, the outer darkness dense, where image none, nor e'er was seen similitude of sense. 'Tis but the cloudy darkness dense that wrapped the mount around, while in amaze the people stays to hear the coming sound. Is there no prophet's soul the while to dare, sublimely meek, within the shroud of blackest cloud the deity to seek? Midst atheistic systems dark, and darker hearts' despair, that soul has heard perchance his word, and on the dusky air his skirts, as passed he by to see, hath strained on their behalf, who on the plain with dance amain adore the golden calf. 'Tis but the cloudy darkness dense, though blank the tale it tells, no God, no truth, yet he in sooth is there, within it dwells. Within the skeptic darkness deep he dwells that none may see, till idle forms and idle thoughts have passed and ceased to be. No God, no truth! Ah, though, in sooth, so stand the doctrines half, on Egypt's track return not back, nor own the golden calf. Take better part, with manlier heart thine adult spirit can. No God, no truth, receive it ne'er, believe it ne'er, O man! But turn not then to seek again what first the ill began. No God, it saith, ah, wait in faith God's self-completing plan. Receive it not, but leave it not, and wait it out, O man! The man that went the cloud within is gone and vanished quite. He cometh not, the people cries, nor bringeth God to sight. Lo, these thy gods that safety give, adore and keep the feast. Deluding and deluded cries the prophet's brother priest, and Israel all bows down to fall before the gilded beast. Devout indeed! That priestly creed, O man, reject as sin. The clouded hill attend thou still, and him that went within. He yet shall bring some worthy thing for waiting souls to see, some sacred word that he hath heard their light and life shall be. Some lofty part, than which the heart adopt no nobler can. Thou shalt receive, thou shalt believe, and thou shalt do, O man. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. ＹMνος by Arthur Hugh CLOUGH. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. O thou whose image in the shrine of human spirits dwells divine, which from that precinct once conveyed, to be to outer day displayed, doth vanish, part, and leave behind mere blank and void of empty mind, which wilful fancy seeks in vain with casual shapes to fill again. O thou that in our bosom's shrine dost dwell, unknown because divine! I thought to speak, I thought to say, the light is here, behold the way. The voice was thus, and thus the word, and thus I saw, and that I heard. But from the lips that half essayed, the imperfect utterance fell unmade. O thou in that mysterious shrine enthroned, as I must say, divine, I will not frame one thought of what thou mayest either be or not. I will not prate of thus and so, and be profane with yes and no. Enough, that in our soul and heart thou, whatsoe'er thou mayst be, art. Unseen, secure in that high shrine, acknowledged present and divine, I will not ask some upper air, some future day to place thee there, nor say, nor yet deny, such men and women saw thee thus and then. Thy name was such, and there or here to him or her thou didst appear. Do only thou in that dim shrine, unknown or known, remain divine. There, or if not, at least in eyes that scan the fact that round them lies, the hand to sway, the judgment guide, in sight and sense thyself divide. Be thou but there, in soul and heart, I will not ask to feel thou art. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. With whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning, by Hugh CLOUGH, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. It fortifies my soul to know that, though I perish, truth is so, that howsoe'er I stray and range, whate'er I do, thou dost not change. I steadier step when I recall that, if I slip, thou dost not fall. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. In Stratis Viarum by Hugh CLOUGH, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Blessed are those who have not seen, and who have yet believed, the witness, here that has not been, from heaven they have received. Blessed are those who have not known the things that stand before them, and for a vision of their own can piously ignore them. So, let me think whate'er befall, that in the city duly, some men there are who love at all, some women who love truly, and that upon 2 millions odd transgressors in sad plenty, mercy will of a gracious God be shown, because of 20. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Perchè, pensa, Pensando invecchia by Hugh CLOUGH, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. To spend uncounted years of pain, again, again, and yet again, in working out in heart and brain the problem of our being here. To gather facts from far and near upon the mind, to hold them clear, and, knowing more may yet appear, unto one's latest breath to fear, the premature result to draw. Is this the object, end, and law, and purpose of our being here? End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Through a Glass Darkly by Hugh CLOUGH, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. What we, when face to face we see, the Father of our souls shall be, John tells us, doth not yet appear. Ah, did he tell what we are here? A mind for thoughts to pass into, a heart for loves to travel through, 5 senses to detect things near. Is this the whole that we are here? Rules baffle instincts, instincts rules, wise men are bad, and good are fools, facts evil, wishes vain appear. We cannot go, why are we here? Oh, may we for assurance sake some arbitrary judgment take, and wilfully pronounce it clear, for this or that 'tis we are here? Or is it right, and will it do, to pace the sad confusion through, and say, it doth not yet appear, what we shall be, what we are here? Ah, yet, when all is thought and said, the heart still overrules the head, still what we hope we must believe, and what is given us receive. Must still believe, for still we hope, that in a world of larger scope, what here is faithfully begun, will be completed, not undone. My child, we still must think when we that ampler life together see, some true result will yet appear of what we are together here. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Ah, Yet Consider It Again, by Arthur Hugh CLOUGH. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Old things need not be therefore true, O brother men, nor yet the new. Ah, still a while the old thought retain, and yet consider it again. The souls of now 2000 years have laid up here their toils and fears, and all the earnings of their pain. Ah, yet consider it again. We, what do we see? Each a space of some few yards before his face. Does that the whole wide plan explain? Ah, yet consider it again. Alas, the great world goes its way, and takes its truth from each new day. They do not quit, nor can retain, far less consider it again. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Noli æmulari by Arthur Hugh CLOUGH. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. In controversial foul impureness, the peace that is thy light to thee quench not. In faith and inner sureness, possess thy soul and let it be. No violence, perverse, persistent, what cannot be can bring to be. No zeal what is make more existent, and strife but blinds the eyes that see. What though in blood their souls imbruing, the great, the good and wise they curse, still sinning, what they know not doing, stand still, forbear, nor make it worse. By curses, by denunciation, the coming fate they cannot stay, nor thou, by fiery indignation, though just, accelerate the day. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Easter Day, Naples 1849, by Arthur Hugh CLOUGH. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Through the great sinful streets of Naples as I passed, with fiercer heat than flamed above my head, my heart was hot within me, till at last my brain was lightened when my tongue had said, Christ is not risen. Christ is not risen, no, he lies and moulders low. Christ is not risen. What though the stone were rolled away, and though the grave found empty there? If not there, then elsewhere. If not where Joseph laid him first, why, then, where other men translaid him after, in some humbler clay. Long ere today corruption that sad perfect work hath done, which here she scarcely lightly had begun. The foul engendered worm feeds on the flesh of the life-giving form of our most holy and anointed one. He is not risen, no, he lies and moulders low. Christ is not risen. What if the women ere the dawn was grey saw one or more great angels, as they say, angels or him himself? Yet neither there, nor then, nor afterwards, nor elsewhere, nor at all, hath he appeared to Peter or the 10, nor, save in thunderous terror, to blind Saul. Save in an after-gospel and late creed, he is not risen indeed, Christ is not risen. Or what if e'en as runs a tale, the 10 saw, heard, and touched again and yet again? What if at Emmaus inn and by Capernaum's lake Came one, the bread that brake, came one that spake as never mortal spake, and with them ate and drank and stood and walked about? Ah, some did well to doubt. Ah, the true Christ, while these things came to pass, nor heard, nor spake, nor walked, nor lived, alas! He was not risen, no, he lay and mouldered low. Christ was not risen. As circulates in some great city crowd a rumour changeful, vague, importunate and loud, from no determined centre, or of fact or authorship exact, which no man can deny nor verify, so spread the wondrous fame. He all the same lay senseless, mouldering low. He was not risen, no, Christ was not risen. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, as of the unjust, also of the just, yea, of that just one too. This is the one sad gospel that is true. Christ is not risen. Is he not risen, and shall we not rise? Oh, we unwise! What did we dream, what wake we to discover? Ye hills, fall on us, and ye mountains cover. In darkness and great gloom, come ere we thought it is our day of doom, from the cursed world, which is one tomb, Christ is not risen. Eat, drink, and play, and think that this is bliss. There is no heaven but this. There is no hell, save earth, which serves the purpose doubly well, seeing it visits still with equalist apportionment of ill, both good and bad alike, and brings to one same dust the unjust and the just with Christ, who is not risen. Eat, drink, and die, for we are souls bereaved. Of all the creatures under heaven's wide cope, we are most hopeless who had once most hope, and most beliefless that had most believed. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, as of the unjust, also of the just, yea, of that just one too. It is the one sad gospel that is true. Christ is not risen. Weep not beside the tomb, ye women unto whom he was great solace while ye tended him. Ye who with napkin o'er the head and folds of linen round each wounded limb laid out the sacred dead, and thou that barest him in thy wondering womb, yea, daughters of Jerusalem, depart, bind up as best ye may your own sad bleeding heart. Go to your homes, your living children tend, your earthly spouses love. Set your affections not on things above, which moth and rust corrupt, which quickliest come to end. Or pray, if pray ye must, and pray, if pray ye can, for death, since dead is he whom ye deemed more than man, who is not risen, no, but lies and moulders low, who is not risen. Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye looking up to heaven, where him ye ne'er may see, neither ascending hence, nor returning hither again? Ye ignorant and idle fishermen, hence to your huts and boats and inland native shore, and catch not men, but fish, whate'er things ye might wish, him neither here nor there ye e'er shall meet with more. Ye poor deluded youths, go home, mend the old nets ye left to roam, tie the split oar, patch the torn sail, it was indeed an idle tale, he was not risen. And oh, good men of ages yet to be, who shall believe because ye did not see, oh, be ye warned, be wise, no more with pleading eyes and sobs of strong desire, unto the empty vacant void aspire, seeking another and impossible birth, that is not of your own and only Mother Earth. But if there is no other life for you, sit down and be content, since this must even do. He is not risen. One look, and then depart, ye humble and ye holy men of heart. And ye ministers and stewards of a word which ye would preach, because another heard, ye worshippers of that ye do not know, take these things hence and go, he is not risen. Here on our Easter day we rise, we come, and lo, we find him not, gardener nor other on the sacred spot. Where they have laid him there is none to say, no sound, nor in nor out, no word of where to seek the dead or meet the living Lord. There is no glistering of an angel's wings, there is no voice of heavenly clear behest. Let us go hence and think upon these things in silence, which is best. Is he not risen? No, but lies and moulders low. Christ is not risen? End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Easter Day 2 by Arthur Hugh CLOUGH. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. So in the sinful streets, abstracted and alone, I with my secret self held communing of mine own. So in the southern city spake the tongue of one that somewhat over wildly sung. But in a later hour I sat and heard another voice that spake, another graver word. Weep not, it bade, whatever hath been said, though he be dead, he is not dead. In the true creed he is yet risen indeed. Christ is yet risen. Weep not beside his tomb, ye women unto whom he was great comfort, and yet greater grief. Nor ye faithful few that want with him to roam, seek sadly what for him ye left, go hopeless to your home. Nor ye despair, ye sharers yet to be of their belief. Though he be dead, he is not dead, nor gone, though fled. Not lost, though vanished, though he return not, though he lies and moulders low, in the true creed he is yet risen indeed, Christ is yet risen. Sit if ye will, sit down upon the ground, yet not to weep and wail, but calmly look around. Whate'er befell, earth is not hell. Now too as when it first began, life is yet life, and man is man. For all that breathe beneath the heaven's high cope, joy with grief mixes, with despondence, hope. Hope conquers cowardice, joy grief, or at least faith, unbelief. Though dead, not gone, though fled, not lost, though vanished, in the great gospel and true creed he is yet risen indeed. Christ is yet risen. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
There is no God, the wicked saith, by Arthur Hugh CLOUGH. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. There is no God, the wicked saith, and truly it's a blessing, for what he might have done with us, it's better only guessing. There is no God, a youngster thinks, or really, if there may be, he surely didn't mean a man always to be a baby. There is no God, or if there is, the tradesman thinks, 'twere funny if he should take it ill in me to make a little money. Whether there be, the rich man says, it matters very little, for I and mine, thank somebody, are not in want of victual. Some others, also, to themselves, who scarce so much as doubt it, think there is none, when they are well, and do not think about it. But country folks who live beneath the shadow of the steeple, the parson and the parson's wife, and mostly married people, youth green and happy in first love, so thankful for illusion, and men caught out in what the world calls guilt, in first confusion, and almost every one when age disease, or sorrows strike him, inclines to think there is a God, or something very like him. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Afloat we move, delicious, ah, by Hugh CLOUGH, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Afloat we move, delicious, ah, what else is like the gondola? This level floor of liquid glass begins beneath us swift to pass. It goes as though it went alone by some impulsion of its own. How light it moves, how softly, ah, were all things like the gondola. How light it moves, how softly, ah, could life as does our gondola, unvexed with quarrels, aims and cares, and moral duties and affairs, unswaying, noiseless, swift and strong, forever thus glide along. How light we move, how softly, ah, were life but as the gondola. With no more motion than should bear a freshness to the languid air, with no more effort than expressed the need and naturalness of rest, which we beneath a grateful shade should take on peaceful pillows laid. How light we move, how softly, ah, were life but as the gondola. In one unbroken passage borne to closing night from opening morn, uplift at whiles slow eyes to mark some palace front, some passing bark, through windows catch the varying shore, and hear the soft turns of the oar. How light we move, how softly, ah, were life but as the gondola. So live, nor need to call to mind our slaving brother here behind. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Our gaieties, our luxuries, by Hugh CLOUGH, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Our gaieties, our luxuries, our pleasures and our glee, mere insolence and wantonness, alas, they feel to me. How shall I laugh and sing and dance? My very heart recoils, while here to give my mirth a chance, a hungry brother toils. The joy that does not spring from joy, which I in others see, how can I venture to employ, or find it joy for me? End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. This world is very odd, we see, by Hugh CLOUGH, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. This world is very odd, we see, we do not comprehend it. But in one fact we all agree, God won't, and we can't mend it. Being common sense, it can't be sin to take it as I find it, the pleasure to take pleasure in, the pain, try not to mind it. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. As I sat at the café I said to myself, by Hugh CLOUGH, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. As I sat at the café I said to myself, they may talk as they please about what they call pelf, they may sneer as they like about eating and drinking, but help it I cannot help thinking, how pleasant it is to have money, hey-ho, how pleasant it is to have money. I sit at my table en grand seigneur, and when I have done, throw a crust to the poor, not only the pleasure, oneself, of good living, but also the pleasure of now and then giving. So pleasant it is to have money, hey-ho, so pleasant it is to have money. It was but last winter I came up to town, but already I'm getting a little renown. I make new acquaintance where'er I appear. I am not too shy, and have nothing to fear. So pleasant it is to have money, hey-ho, so pleasant it is to have money. I drive through the streets, and I care not a damn, the people they stare, and they ask who I am, and if I should chance to run over a cad, I can pay for the damage if ever so bad. So pleasant it is to have money, hey-ho, so pleasant it is to have money. We stroll to our box and look down on the pit, and if it weren't low should be tempted to spit.
We loll and we talk until people look up, and when it's half over we go out to sup. So pleasant it is to have money, hey-ho! So pleasant it is to have money. The best of the tables and the best of the fare, and as for the others, the devil may care. It isn't our fault if they dare not afford to sup like a prince and be drunk as a lord. So pleasant it is to have money, hey-ho! So pleasant it is to have money. We sit at our tables and tipple champagne. Ere one bottle goes, comes another again. The waiters they skip and they scuttle about, and the landlord attends us so civilly out. So pleasant it is to have money, hey-ho! So pleasant it is to have money. It was but last winter I came up to town, but already I'm getting a little renown. I get to good houses without much ado. I'm beginning to see the nobility too. So pleasant it is to have money, hey-ho! So pleasant it is to have money. Oh dear, what a pity they ever should lose it, for they are the gentry that know how to use it. So grand and so graceful, such manners, such dinners, but yet, after all, it is we are the winners. So pleasant it is to have money, hey-ho! So pleasant it is to have money. Thus I sat at my table en grand seigneur, and when I had done threw a crust to the poor, not only the pleasure, one's self, of good eating, but also the pleasure of now and then treating. So pleasant it is to have money, hey-ho! So pleasant it is to have money. They may talk as they please about what they call pelf, and how one ought never to think of one's self, and how pleasures of thought surpass eating and drinking. My pleasure of thought is the pleasure of thinking how pleasant it is to have money, hey-ho! How pleasant it is to have money. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. How light we go, how soft we skim by Hugh CLOUGH. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. How light we go, how soft we skim, and all in moonlight seem to swim. The south side rises o'er our bark, a wall impenetrably dark. The north is seen profusely bright, the water, is it shade or light? Say, gentle moon, which conquers now the flood, those massy hulls, or thou? How light we go, how softly! Ah, were life but as the gondola! How light we go, how soft we skim, and all in moonlight seem to swim. In moonlight is it now, or shade? In plains of sure division made, by angles sharp of palace walls, the clear light and the shadow falls. O sight of glory, sight of wonder! Seen, a pictorial portent under, O great Rialto, the vast round of thy thrice solid arch profound. How light we go, how softly! Ah, life should be as the gondola. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Duty by Hugh CLOUGH. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Duty. That's to say, complying with whate'er's expected here. On your unknown cousin's dying, straight be ready with the tear. Upon etiquette relying, unto usage not denying. Lend your waist to be embraced, blush not even, never fear. Claims of kith and kin connection, claims of manners, honour still. Ready money of affection pay, whoever drew the bill. With the form conforming duly, senseless what it meaneth truly, go to church, the world require you, to balls, the world require you too, and marry, papa and mamma desire you, and your sisters and schoolfellows do. Duty, 'tis to take on trust what things are good, and right, and just, and whether indeed they be or be not, try not, test not, feel not, see not. 'Tis walk and dance, sit down and rise, by leading,
opening ne'er your eyes, stunt sturdy limbs that nature gave, and be drawn in a bath chair along to the grave. 'Tis the stern and prompt suppressing, as an obvious deadly sin, all the questing and the guessing of the soul's own soul within. 'Tis the coward acquiescence in a destiny's behest, to a shade by terror made, sacrificing, aye, the essence of all that's truest, noblest, best. 'Tis the blind non-recognition or of goodness, truth, or beauty, save by precept and submission. Moral blank and moral void, life at very birth destroyed, atrophy, exinanition, duty, yea, by duty's prime condition, pure non-entity of duty. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Life is Struggle by Hugh CLOUGH, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. To wear out heart and nerves and brain, and give one's self a world of pain, be eager, angry, fierce and hot, imperious, supple, God knows what, for what's all one to have or not? Oh, false, unwise, absurd, and vain, for 'tis not joy, it is not gain, it is not in itself a bliss, only it is precisely this that keeps us all alive. To say we truly feel the pain, and quite are sinking with the strain, entirely, simply undeceived, believe, and say we ne'er believed, the object, e'en were it achieved, a thing we e'er had cared to keep, with heart and soul to hold it cheap, and then to go and try it again. Oh, false, unwise, absurd, and vain! Oh, 'tis not joy, and 'tis not bliss, only it is precisely this that keeps us still alive. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. In the Great Metropolis by Hugh CLOUGH, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Each for himself is still the rule, we learn it when we go to school, the devil take the hindmost, oh! And when the schoolboys grow to men, in life they learn it o'er again, the devil take the hindmost, oh! For in the church and at the bar, on 'Change, at court, where'er they are, the devil takes the hindmost, oh! Husband for husband, wife for wife, are careful that in married life the devil takes the hindmost, oh! From youth to age, whate'er the game, the unvarying practice is the same, the devil takes the hindmost, oh! And after death, we do not know, but scarce can doubt, where'er we go, the devil takes the hindmost, oh! To-roll-de-roll, to-roll-de-roll, the devil take the hindmost, oh! End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Latest Decalogue by Hugh CLOUGH, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Thou shalt have one God only, who would be at the expense of two. No graven images may be worshipped except the currency. Swear not at all, for thy curse, thine enemy is none the worse. At church on Sunday to attend will serve to keep the world thy friend. Honour thy parents, that is, all from whom advancement may befall. Thou shalt not kill, but needst not strive officiously to keep alive. Do not adultery commit, advantage rarely comes of it. Thou shalt not steal, an empty feat, when it's so lucrative to cheat. Bear not false witness, let the lie have time on its own wings to fly. Thou shalt not covet, but tradition approves all forms of competition. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. All is Well by Hugh CLOUGH, Newgatenovelist. Whate'er you dream with doubt possessed, keep it snug within your breast, and lay you down and take your rest. Forget in sleep the doubt and pain, and when you wake, to work again. The wind it blows, the vessel goes, and where and whither no one knows. 'Twill all be well, no need of care, though how it will, and when and where, we cannot see, and can't declare. In spite of dreams, in spite of thought, 'tis not in vain, and not for naught. The wind it blows, the ship it goes, though where and whither no one knows. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. In a London Square by Arthur Hugh Clough. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Put forth thy leaf, thou lofty plain, east wind and frost are safely gone. With zephyr mild and balmy rain the summer comes serenely on. Earth, air and sun and skies combine to promise all that's kind and fair. But thou, O human heart of mine, be still, contain thyself, and bear. December days were brief and chill, the winds of March were wild and drear, and, nearing and receding still, spring never would, we thought, be here. The leaves that burst, the suns that shine, had not the less their certain date. And thou, O human heart of mine, be still, refrain thyself, and wait. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Natura naturans by Arthur Hugh Clough. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Beside me, in the car, she sat. She spake not, no, nor looked to me. From her to me, from me to her, what passed so subtly, stealthily? As rose to rose that by it blows its interchanged aroma flings, or wake to sound of one sweet note the virtues of disparted strings. Beside me naught but this, that influent as within me dwelt, her life, mine too within her breast, her brain, her every limb she felt. We sat, while o'er and in us more and more a power unknown prevailed, inhaling and inhaled, and still 'twas one, inhaling or inhaled. Beside me naught but this, and past, I passed, and know not to this day if gold or jet her girlish hair, if black or brown or lucid grey her eyes' young glance, the fickle chance that joined us yet may join again. But I no face again could greet as hers whose life was in me then. As unsuspecting mere a maid as, fresh in maidhood's bloomiest bloom, in casual second class did ere by casual youth her seat assume. Or vestal, say, of saintliest clay, for once by balmiest airs betrayed unto emotions too sweet to be unlingeringly gainsayed. Unowning then, confusing soon with dreamier dreams that o'er the glass of shyly ripening woman's sense reflected, scarce reflected, pass. A wife may be, a mother she, in Hymen's shrine recalls not now. She first in hour, not profane, with me to Hymen learnt to bow. No, yet owned we, fused in one, the power which e'en in stones and earth by blind elections felt, informs organic breeds to myriad births, by lichen small on granite wall approved, its faintest, feeblest stir slow spreading, strengthening long, at last vibrated full in me and her. In me and her, sensation strange, the lily grew to pendant head, to vernal airs the mossy bank its sheeny primrose spangles spread. In roof o'er roof of shade sun-proof did cedar strong itself outclimb, and altitude of aloe proud aspire in floreal crown sublime. Flashed flickering forth fantastic flies, big bees their burly bodies swung, rooks roused with civic din the elms, and lark its wild revallees rung. In Libyan dell the light gazelle, the leopard lithe in Indian glade, and dolphin, brightening tropic seas, in us were living, leapt and played. Their shells did slow crustacea build, their gilded skins did snakes renew, while mightier spines for loftier kind their types in amplest limbs outgrew. Yea, close compressed in human breast, what moss and tree and livelier thing, what earth, sun, star of force possessed, lay budding, burgeoning forth for spring. Such sweet preluding sense of old led on in Eden's sinless place, the hour when bodies human first combined the primal prime embrace. Such genial heat, the blissful seat in man and woman owned unblamed, when, naked both, its garden paths they walked unconscious, unashamed. Ere, clouded yet in mistiest dawn, above the horizon dusk and dun, one mountain crest with light had tipped that orb that is the spirit's sun. Ere dreamed young flowers in vernal showers of fruit to rise the flower above, or ever yet to young desire was told the mystic name of love. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Ye Flags of Piccadilly by Arthur Hugh Clough. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Ye flags of Piccadilly, where I posted up and down, and wished myself so often well away from you and town. Are the people walking quietly and steady on their feet, cabs and omnibuses plying just as usual in the street? Do the houses look as upright as of old they used to be, and does nothing seem affected by the pitching of the sea? Through the Green Park iron railings do the quick pedestrians pass? Are the little children playing round the plane tree in the grass? This squally wild northwester with which our vessel fights, does it merely serve with you to carry up some paper kites? Ye flags of Piccadilly, which I hated so, I vow, I could wish with all my heart you were underneath me now. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Let Out of Sight is Out of Mind by Arthur Hugh Clough. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. That out of sight is out of mind is true of most we leave behind. It is not sure, nor can be true, my own and only love of you. They were my friends, 'twas sad to part, almost a tear began to start. But yet as things run on they find that out of sight is out of mind. For men that will not idlers be must lend their hearts to things they see, and friends who leave them far behind, when out of sight are out of mind. I blame it not, I think that when the cold and silent meet again, kind hearts will yet as erst be kind. 'Twas out of sight was out of mind. I knew it when we parted, well, I knew it, but was loath to tell. I felt before what now I find, that out of sight is out of mind. That friends, however friends they were, still deal with things as things occur, and that, excepting for the blind, what's out of sight is out of mind. But love, the poets say, is blind, so out of sight and out of mind need not, nor will, I think, be true, my own and only love of you. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Were You With Me or I With You by Arthur Hugh CLOUGH, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Were you with me, or I with you, there's naught, methinks, I might not do, could venture here, and venture there, and never fear, nor ever care. To things before, and things behind, could turn my thoughts, and turn my mind, on this and that, day after day, could dare to throw myself away, secure, when all was o'er, to find my proper thought, my perfect mind, and unimpaired receive anew my own and better self in you. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
In the Depths by Arthur Hugh CLOUGH, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. It is not sweet content, be sure, that moves the nobler muse to song. Yet when could truth come whole and pure from hearts that inly writhe with wrong? 'Tis not the calm and peaceful breast that sees or reads the problem true. They only know on whom 'thas pressed, too hard to hope to solve it too. Our ills are worse than at their ease these blameless, happy souls suspect. They only study the disease, alas, who live not to detect. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Perchè by Arthur Hugh CLOUGH, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. What voice did on my spirit fall, Perchè, when thy bridge I crossed? 'Tis better to have fought and lost than never to have fought at all. The trickler, a trampled rag, lies, dirt and dust. The lines I track by sentry boxes yellow-black lead up to no Italian flag. I see the Croat soldier stand upon the grass of your redoubts. The eagle with his black wings flouts the breadth and beauty of your land. Yet not in vain, although in vain, O men of Perchè, on the day of loss past hope, I heard you say you're welcome to the noble pain. You say, since so it is, goodbye sweet life, high hope, but whatsoe'er may be or must, no tongue shall dare to tell, the Lombard feared to die. You said, there shall be answer fit, and if our children must obey, they must, but thinking on this day 'twill less debase them to submit. You said, oh, not in vain you said, haste, brothers, haste, while yet we may, the hours ebb fast of this one day when blood may yet be nobly shed. Ah, not for idle hatred, not for honour, fame, nor self-applause, but for the glory of the cause you did what will not be forgot. And though the stranger stand, 'tis true, by force and fortune's right he stands, by fortune which is in God's hands, and strength, which yet shall spring in you. This voice did on my spirit fall, Perchè, when thy bridge I crossed. 'Tis better to have fought and lost, than never to have fought at all. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Say not the struggle naught availeth by Hugh CLOUGH, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Say not the struggle naught availeth, the labour and the wounds are vain, the enemy faints not, nor faileth, and as things have been, they remain. If hopes were dupes, fears may be liars, it may be, in yon smoke concealed, your comrades chase e'en now the flyers, and, but for you, possess the field. For while the tired waves, vainly breaking, seem here no painful inch to gain, far back, through creeks and inlets making, come silent, flooding in, the main. And not by eastern windows only, when daylight comes in the light. In front the sun climbs slow, how slowly! But westward, look, the land is bright. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. End of book. Thank you for listening.